Nowhere in the contract of art does it say that it has to be good. You just have to do it. Just do it for you. Just do it for you. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, how are you? Have a little titter-tatter joining us right off the bat, so you know it's gonna be a good day when the little titter-tatter's hanging out. Look how cute he is. I'm sorry. Should we start this stream by doing some tricks? Let me move out of the way so you can see him better. He can be on his full, glorious display. Hello, Governor. And he is a majestic panther. Quite the majestic panther indeed. I think he's waiting to do his tricks for you guys. Hold on. We got tricks to practice, little panther. Spin. Good boy. He's getting so good at them. You're gonna be a circus star before you know it. He does like the bare minimum, and I'm like, oh my God, he's a genius. We've always got to start the stream with a little bit of kitty goodness. Oh, what we do for snacks, I feel you, Aspen. May I ask, what a beautiful place for that moth on the wall. It is beautiful, isn't it? It looks great over here. Today turned into a pretty good day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to be here with you guys. On our agenda for the day, we have to finish up our color palette, our orange and our green paint that we have. We need to move on from it. And then we're going to mix up a whole new color palette. Maybe start some papers. You want to start painting, but you feel as like though you're not good enough. I'm not good enough. That doesn't stop me. Just because you're not good at something, like you don't have to sell your paintings. You don't even have to show anyone your paintings. They don't have to be good. Nowhere in the contract of art does it say that it has to be good. You just have to do it. Just do it for you. Just do it for you. I might be being a tad bit optimistic, but I want to hang out with you guys for a couple hours. I don't have anything to do today for the rest of the day. I shouldn't say that. This is all I have to do for the rest of the day. This is all I get to do for the rest of the day. How would I just make some art and we call it a day? All right, let's open this up, and we need to get rid of this really old, disgusting paint. That's where we're gonna start. I have some collage paper over here already that we can add to. And these aren't going to be finished pieces of work. They are just collage papers that we are going to use to put into other pieces of work. So what they look like, not that important. Shocker to no one, not to me, not to you, literally not even to the cat. I'm thinking circle. That was the saddest little meowses I've ever heard in my entire life. What do you gotta be sad about? You live such a good life. So we haven't done this technique in a while. I wanna cut this off first. I wanna do like the little circles, like the stamps kind of, when we just use like a random circle thing and we kind of stamp it in the paint. Because the paint is so thick, it's gonna either make it really easy for us or kind of challenging. We might not be able to cover the whole shebang, but be able to put at least a couple little circles down. Do I use oil paint or acrylic? I'm using all acrylic. I do have some oil paint stick that we use occasionally, but 99.9999999% of the time, we're using acrylic paint. I got a really nice set of oil pastels yesterday at the art store though, so maybe we will be using more. Who made that so tiny? It looks like part of my wall. It did blend really well into the wall. I kind of like how these circles aren't looking perfect. They look kind of a little bit grungy, which goes well with the textures that are already on the page. So we're just gonna keep doing these little stamps until we run out of paint. And once we run out of paint, we'll call it a day. We'll be like, you know what? We accomplished something today. I can't go to sleep unless I accomplish at least one thing every day. Just kidding. We have lots to do today on today's stream. We need more than that. Just one sheet of paper and a lot of yapping. How does that sound? I don't even think I've stopped yapping this whole time. Kind of like one of those optical illusion images you see online where you see one thing, but then when you squint your eyes, you see a pirate ship. It's exactly like that. And if you don't see it, that's okay. Pirate ship or not, we're here just still to have a good time. Forget about the world. I was thinking about buying a hammock the other day. I've always been jealous of the hammock folks, but my concern is that I can probably not be trusted to hang up a hammock in a way that will be safe for everyone involved. And when I say safe with everyone involved, I mean, and we can pull up the next one. That used up all the light orange paint, so now we just have some gray and a little bit of the dark orange, but we should be able to utilize it all. I also preemptively made myself a little cup of tea because I wanted to hang out with you guys.
audio is so clear even when you're roaming around the room. Yeah, that's why I wear a mic, because I do be roaming. I be bipping and bopping around. It would be me just mumbling and you guys not hearing anything. Next on this wild adventure that we're on, we must paint another pirate ship, because we will not feel whole or complete until we've painted the perfect pirate ship. We need a nice little neat and relaxing day. I spilled, this is a paint media. I did spill water on myself earlier before starting the stream, but it looks like it's dried. Okay, let's pull up the next one. You know what? I'm feeling kind of like lines. I don't feel like lines often, very rarely actually, but something today got me feeling like we want to do some kind of straight doodad up in here. And let's do them in the dark orange. Let's make them really contrast. And I'm gonna use a new fancy paintbrush all the way down. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. This is a good time for me. And if I keep yapping as I'm doing them, they tend to look better than when I don't yap, because when I don't yap, I tend to hold my breath. And we don't want to be holding our breath when we're doing straight lines. Even though they're not straight. I know they're not perfect, but their imperfections are what draws the eye in. The imperfections are what makes a incomplete piece complete. A wise woman once told me you're not supposed to look at art close up, and I took that with me, and I've carried that true throughout my life, because if you look at art close up, the illusion is shattered. We don't do that very often in our collage papers. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times we've done parallel lines like that. Okay, let's bring the circles back. Maybe we use a little spongy boy. Let's use a little spongy boy, and let's use the dark orange. The dark orange is feeling right, it's feeling correct, it's feeling like the one we want to use. It always comes back to the circle. Can we give the finished one some sort of pirate names? Of course. What is a good pirate ship without a good pirate ship name? Tara's Dawning? Is that a pirate ship name? Is that the first suggestion for our pirate ship name? It might be a good one. A Marianne. The Marianne. Oh, the Marianne. She was beautiful. She was strong. She was tall. She was beyond her years, beyond her time. They said that she cruised the seas faster than any ship before her. Okay, we were gonna use a little spongy thing, were we not? I don't know. Maybe that's too dark. Maybe we'll do 1,001 circles and we'll be forced to a life of fortitude and disappointment and be ready to tackle any challenge that comes before us. We're gonna get some drips on some of these. That's okay. We're just gonna embrace the drip. I'm also not magneting, another word that doesn't belong in a sentence, and yet I proudly said it as if it was real when the whole world knows that's not a real word. I didn't put the magnets down on the paper, so we are getting a little bit of pullback each time I put the stamp down, which is making the circles imperfect. But we're just gonna lean into that and try to space them out to the best of our ability and make them the same size, but they're not all gonna be the same size. No two pirate ships are the same. Okay, so we've pretty much used up all of the orange paint, which is exactly what we wanted. We'll put this guy on the drying rack as well. Remember, folks. So this is the last paper that we had pulled out in this color palette, but I think we can probably rotate through some of the ones we were already working on until we're ready to do this. Sometimes I get a little bit saucy. Yesterday was a little bit more saucy. Yesterday had a -3 tolerance. Today we're sitting at like a +5. I always feel like when I have a minus tolerance, it's like a little bit more exhausting to exist in the world. But when I have a positive tolerance, it's not as exhausting. The neatest ASMR ever. The sassafras. We were getting a little sassafras. So we've got some lines, we've got some things, we've got a little bit of a vibe going. Not really the vibe I'm hoping for, but you know what? Let's mark it up a bit. Or what if we just do like short little jab, 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 jab. I'm liking that idea. Let's grab some paint. We do have a lot of this color still. I'm gonna knock over my easel if I don't hold it. So let's keep jabbing. Yabbin and jabbin. Anything can happen when you surrender yourself to the yap. Things are happening in my brain and I can't describe them. I can't explain them, nor can I describe them, and nor do you want me to. Let's put this one on the drying rack. It's official, I've surrendered to the yap. Surrender yourself. Join our community. I promise it's not a cult. Blackstone, look how cute the cat's being right now. He's being an absolute gem. Absolutely not a cult. anyone asks, especially a government agency. Okay, snitches get stitches. You remember that. You'll be wise to remember that. Okay, let me just do a little browse here through our sheets. Okay, we've still got some that we can add to. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. He's the sweetest little bean in the whole entire world. He's just being a little bean. He is, he is, he is. I'm the symbol on the Starbucks cup. Okay. That's something. Okay, what I was saying before we got onto that little side tangent that went absolutely nowhere is I'm saying I think we should keep using this brush a little bit. I've been liking it. Cover up some of spots and just make a bunch of little brush stroke marks. Just a little bit fresh. Okay, let's put this one on the drying rack. I'm really not being conservative about the paint we're using, the amount of paint we're using right now. We're kind of just going for it. Just using up as much as we want. So these ones are gonna be really opaque. Kind of like it that way. You've not seen me in forever. We've been chilling. I'm live on Twitch more than I'm live anywhere else. So if I'm not on TikTok, I'm probably live on Twitch. I'm live on Twitch right now. I'm also excited to work on the miniature again, which I never thought that I would say, because working on the miniature is kind of the bane of my existence, but I got better pliers. So I'm hoping that better tools means better execution, and better execution means less frustration. Some of these are just kind of like little scraps. I'm honestly glad I subscribed to you and see your interesting, lovely paintings this year. Aw, thank you, Conan. That's so kind of you to say. That touches me right in the feels. This squish looks like he needs a little recalibration. Squish in his fancy dress. I posted a TikTok of Squish in his fancy dress the other day. It did quite well. Oh, look, we're matching. The camera's having a hard time color balancing on him because he's so white. He makes me look tan and I'm not tan right now. Headed out for now, might be back. Have a good one if not in Blackstone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully this made it a little bit more peaceful.